Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes. Now, let's get into some games. Firstly, excuse the fact that I look incredibly sweaty right now. I am. It's just incredibly hot in here, and there's nothing I can really do about it. And I'm going to be trapped in here for a while. Now, over these games, I've made a few changes, and I really do think it's going to set us going forward quite a lot better than we have been. Now, obviously, there's some games, as you can see there from the results, that haven't gone quite to plan, but when you look at the stats for those games, you'll see that I'm actually still pretty happy with a lot of the performances overall. So first up was away against Vencestal, one of the sides that are sort of just out of our reach slightly. But looking at the stats for this game, you can see that we played so much better than we have been in so many games, basically. We really haven't been creating too many chances and shots in a lot of those away games recently, and frankly, a lot of the home games too. Today was very different, and frankly, we got screwed in this game. They had a lot of long shots, as you can see, but that's not where we got screwed. 3 of the 4 goals came from a corner. We've been training this quite a lot regularly, and recently haven't been conceding any goals from corners, really, compared to what we were before. But in this game, it all just went out the window, and they scored 3 of their 4 goals from corners, which really annoyed me because we played excellently. We were in the lead multiple times in this game. Alan Franson with the hat-trick, so at least he's still in form. But we created a lot of opportunities and deserved at least a point from this game. I was so aggrieved, but on the plus side, we did play really well, looked much better, and the changes I made, I really do think work. We'll go over what those changes were when we actually get to today's game. Next up, at home against Freymad, so no real changes were needed for this one. Neil Hutchinson was the star of the show in this one. He scored the second goal, as you can see, but he also set up the first goal and played an absolute blinder and was really the key factor for us in this game. But once again, as you can see, we created a lot of good opportunities in this one at home, and I really was very pleased with this because I've been worrying about our home form as well lately, but it was really good to get a win at home and another clean sheet, something we're seeing more and more of lately. It ain't going to stop us from having the worst defence this season, but next year I really do not want that accolade of having the worst defence in the league. Now then, this is probably one of the best performances I've seen out of us for quite some time. I know Arbe are down there, but believe me, they are not anymore. In fact, I don't even think they're in the relegation zone anymore. They've been on a really good run. Now, this game started off very poor for us, with Mikael Nygaard going off after 8 minutes. Now, that is a very serious injury, and he's out for 4 months with broken ribs. So we're going to be missing him for today, and possibly, I don't know whether he's actually going to feature for us ever again, because he's declining, and he's now had a really long injury, which I think is going to cause him all sorts of problems. They then had a player sent off after 27 minutes. Rasmus Nielsen sent off for 2-footing someone in the middle of the park. Perfect, I thought. But we still had to do stuff from there, and we did, in fact, do something. In fact, we scored 3 goals in the second half. Franson, Pierre-Yves Julien, and Rasmus Borup, of all people, getting goals. Alan Franson also missed a penalty, so it could have been 4. But the key thing is, Neil Hutchinson assisted all 3 goals. He is playing out of his skin for us at the moment. And just in these 2 games, he got a goal and 4 assists playing on that right-hand side of the strikers. He is definitely the main man for that role, and I will be getting him on a full-time contract in the summer because I don't want to risk losing this guy. I know we'll have to pay him £300, but I feel like he's worth it. He could be the first Irish guy that's really going to break out in this team and become a star for us, and not a laughingstock like his friend Brendan. Now, against Viborg, who are, of course, challenging for the playoff spots, I wasn't expecting us to come here and win, but I would have expected maybe a little bit more out of us. But again, we scored 3 goals away from home. Look at the amount of chances we created. This time we weren't quite so good defensively. Mainly because they smashed us in a really short spell. We took the lead through Neil goddamn Hutchinson again in the 11th minute. But then between the space of 30 minutes and 54 minutes, they scored 5 goals and just blew us apart. I'm not sure what they changed, but whatever it was, it worked for them. We then made some changes, moved some stuff around, and of course, Alan Franson grabbed himself his customary couple of late goals to at least make it a little bit less embarrassing for us on the day. But still, looking better away from home, and I really do think the changes are going to make this much easier for us going forward. Dan Benson had a dreadful day, though. So things are looking massively better than they were before. We've already beaten our tally of last year by 2 points, because we got 36 last year. We're still within touching distance of 7th spot, although I don't think we're going to get it. Just because we've got some tough games today. Nyköping have really been sliding down the league quite dramatically. Arbe have been trying to catch up, and at one point they did get out of the relegation zone, but since have dropped back into it again. Skiva are dead in the water, and we are staying up for another season. So our first game up today is against Esbjerg, who notoriously have a habit of beating us quite heavily with that 3-striker system they use. They're top of the league at the moment, looking to consolidate and go up this year. They really should have gone up last year, but they somehow didn't. I'm amazed that Odense aren't walking this league. They've really dropped off. Esbjerg have got a plus 40 goal difference. God help us. So with the injury to Mikael Nygaard, we're going with a lineup at the moment up top anyway of Franson, Hutchinson and Toure. I just don't want to put Brendan O'Neill in, unfortunately. In the middle, Ponzio is fair to stay there. I probably will get Julien in this role, though. Gunnarsson and Borup Borup, as you can see, playing a lot better lately. Betza's just not getting near the team at the moment. I will have to look at that over the summer because this wingbacks area is an area we really do need to improve in. On the bench, Johnson, Peterson, Diamosa, Brendan O'Neill, I guess, Gravgor, Benson, and Thorstenson. Is there a better? There's not really a better striker than Brendan O'Neill that we can even put on the bench at the moment. That's how thin we are up top of in the current predicament. Okay, so one of the changes I've made, now it doesn't really apply for today's game against Esbjerg because they're playing these 4 strikers, although since they often use these guys as wingers, it might be worth doing this anyway. Now, what I've been doing, in games where teams have been playing wingers, I've been setting our players to close down more, tackle harder, and get them on their weaker foot for the wide players, essentially. So for the attacking midfielders and for wide midfielders, I tried it on both. The other change I made with the away tactic is that if they're playing wide midfielders, then we put them in wing-back roles, just in the withdrawn position, but as wing-backs in terms of their role. If they're playing attacking wingers in the advanced position, then we'll drop them back to full-backs. I found that that's what's really made a difference for us. It's meant that we're not creating so much down the wings, but it's making us so much more defensively stable and able to spring attacks much easier. So, question of the day, and today's question is this. What is the best football comeback ever? Now, I'm going to try and switch this around a little bit to make it a bit more open. And for me, I want to make it so that it's the best football, your favourite footballing comeback. Now, for me, it was Fulham against Manchester City in 2008, I believe. Oh my God, what happened there? Did we just have an opportunity? Yeah, we were 2-0 down at half-time. I was frantically checking my phone on Bishop Stortford train station, and I thought we were relegated because at 2-0 down, we were relegated. We came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2 in the second half, and then went on to stay up that year, which was just unbelievable stuff. So yeah, your favourite footballing comeback, drop that in the comments with the hashtag QOTD, and obviously if you have any more questions for that. Right, this is what I mean. Pushing into these areas, closing down their wide strikers. I don't know how this is going to work. I've never tried doing this against a 4-3-3 before, so we'll see how it goes. I just felt it was a fragment of the game that was... Oh my God! Holy shit, Vencesla beating Freymad 3-0 as well, so it's looking unlikely that we're going to be able to catch any of the teams above us. Right, Ponzio, God, spring a trap for us, lad. Do something for us, lad. There we go, Toure. Probably offside now. Toure, God, just... There we go, well done, wins a free kick. Oh, good God. Neil Hutchinson now has to come off. He's pulled knee ligaments. That's not an injury we can keep him on for the rest of the game. Guys, all hail and pray to Brendan O'Neill. If he pulls something out of the bag for us today, maybe we'll have to forgive him. But Neil Hutchinson has played a blinder recently, and I'm so disappointed that he's going to have to go off there. Look at the space. Franson's in. Franson's in. Oh, what a chance that was, and a good opportunity fashion for us. How is that not a clear-cut opportunity? It really is important to remember that these are the sort of games that we've been getting absolutely smashed in recent games. Yet, 36 minutes in, they've not created much, and this is what I'm liking more about defending these areas. O'Neill, go on, Brendan. Pulls one out. Franson, we're leading against top of the table. B67 1, Esbjerg 0. Brendan O'Neill with the assist. I mean, we need a shrine. We've got to create a shrine. We're up into 7th spot with this at the moment. Now, I'm not going to say that we're going to do this and end up winning the game, but this is a brilliant ball in from O'Neill. Wonderful work from Franson. And he's only 1 goal away now from 30 for the season, which would be unbelievable. Okay, so half-time, we are leading top of the table Esbjerg 1-0. And frankly, looking at the stats, I don't think we don't deserve that. I think we are properly in with a chance here, amazingly. Going to make it so these guys cross less often, maybe to encourage them to knock the ball back inside for a playmaker a la Julien or Ponzio to try and get something going for us there instead. I'm so unbelievably happy with the way that first half went. We looked strong at the back. Sure, there was a few little opportunities, but mostly from set pieces, an area where we just don't seem to have anything for him. Borup, he's been fouled, but Cisse's covering. I mean, to be fair, if we somehow got a draw out of this game, I'd still be pretty pleased with us, frankly. Right, Dreyer, watch out. Oh my goodness me, what a save. That is probably one of the saves of the season there from our keeper, Garcia. Garcia with a long ball. So we got 3-on-3 at the back against their defenders. Against their strikers. But that's going to leave them with huge gaps in their back line, you'd feel, anyway. Dreyer, they can't get the ball to their strikers. O'Neill into the channel. Can he pick out another good cross? Ball in. Franson! Oh my God, what a save. Changes are afoot. Borup's been probably our worst performing player. So I might actually change his role instead of taking him off. Just because he looks a little bit knackered. Gunnarsson's played well, but we need to bring someone else in just to freshen things up a little bit. And I'm going to get Diamosa in as well, because he plays well in that position. But I will change the tactic a tiny little fraction of an amount. Right, so the only change we're going to make is put Borup back here and play him as a standard sort of wing-back. We'll put him on attack, but it'll be deeper in his sort of starting position. So I'm thinking that might just help us out a tiny little bit. Maybe get him to improve his performances a little bit. Franson's ball. Oh, he's gone for goal. He scored. It's 2-0. Alan Franson has scored, well, his 30th goal of the season. And what a goal. You guys have finally seen a free kick in this save. What a bloody goal that is. Bottom corner. Keeper can't keep it out. We're 2-0 up against the top. Don't bugger this up now. Henriksen. Oh, what on earth? What? I don't understand it. We've trained this week defending set pieces, and yet that's twice today. They've just left a man completely unmarked. What is the goalkeeper doing there either? The moment we get a 2-goal lead, they're back in it. They've made a substitution. And for some reason, when I set this to positions in my main tactics, it doesn't make any difference. It still doesn't tell the team to close them down naturally. It's very annoying. I hope that hasn't just cost us by that substitution and me not paying attention. Borup. Over the top for nobody. Over the top for... Oh, God. Vullason. No. Oh, we're on thin ice a little bit here. Just going to tell us to drop slightly deeper. And maybe just close down a tiny bit less. Just to try and slow this game down a little bit. Keep our shape a bit more. Smedegård. We've got a man on the sidelines there, which isn't ideal. Brink. How did he get into that space? There we go. Julien. Franson can spin into the channel for Brendan O'Neill, who's taken quite a knock by the looks of his stamina. Can he find a cross at least? Diamosa. Can he find a cross at least? He's found Borup. Can he pull one out maybe? No. Uh-oh. Borup's knackered. We've got 4-on-3 at the back here. Over the... Oh, God, that's 2-all, isn't it, Drea? No, Garcia saves us again. At the moment, we don't deserve to be winning it. We did when we went 2-0 up, but the way we've defended since then has been nothing short of a bit bad, to be honest. But we might still get away with it. You never know. We haven't got away with it. It's going to be a 2-all. Well, I say 2-all. They've just shown their quality in the end. We've bottled it there massively. That's frustrating. I'm not going to try and push forward for something. They've just shown that... Oh, good Lord. They've just shown their strength in the end. My God. Oh, I thought we'd done it. A point is good for us. It is. But I'm just disappointed that we couldn't hold on to the 2-0 lead. They're a very good side, bearing in mind. But there is now a wasp in this room with me as well. So pray for me. Drea, Nielsen, Julien. Ooh. How did a wasp get in here? Jensen, Gemma, Christensen. All in. Brink, don't let him shut. Oh, my goodness me. Gee. Hey, sometimes when it decides that they're going to win, they're going to fucking win. I don't think there's anything that we could have done about that. I can't believe this has happened. Ball to the edge of the area, and he's just on the full volley. What a goal. I mean, you cannot defend that. I'm gutted, to be honest with you guys. Oh, they've had mostly long shots too. So they've had the free kick goal. They've had the terrible it doesn't matter. It's just so frustrating. But you can see what I mean about how we're looking a bit better against these types of teams now. Yeah, okay, we muffed it up massively today. That goes without saying. But on another day, we might well have, or we should have won this game. O'Neill, go on, son. Touré's through. Oh! And that should have been 3-all in the end. I cannot believe we've lost this match. Honestly, that is a bit of a disgrace. But we can't really complain about the goal they scored, and now Nyköping have gone above us as well. Unbelievable. In the end, I feel like we probably deserved a draw. I can't believe we conceded 2 goals like that. It was all looking so good for us with 15 minutes to go, and then Esbjerg remembered that they actually are a really good footballing team. What happened in the other game where someone was... No, Nyköping did manage to beat the top one of the top sides, though. God damn it. But you can see there's positives there to take from that game. Somewhere, buried in amongst the ineptitude, there are some positives. Now, obviously, as the away team, we're sort of odds against us. The fact is, we could still finish as high as 7th today, with the right results going against us. Nyköping are playing away from home, and Fremad are away against Viborg, who are challenging for those places. Also, it should be pointed out that Esbjerg, as a result of that late turnaround, that was enough to win them the title and promote them to the top flight. So I guess that's what character's made of. 2 late goals from them has absolutely messed us up. But again, I'm still taking a lot of positives from that. We would have lost that game 5-0 probably earlier this season, or we certainly would have got much more battered than we did, and we wouldn't have put on a display like that. Now, Hutchinson is out as a result of the last game. I can't remember exactly what his injury is. Let's have a little look, shall we? Pulled an eagle. Yeah, so he's done for the rest of the season, which means I don't really see what other options we have here. To be honest, in terms of, like, we need someone who is at least match fit, and that man is Brendan O'Neill. He's scored 1 goal this season for us. Touré's probably played even worse overall, though. I have to say, he's not been good at all. Right, so we'll go Julien there, and then we'll get Benson in as well. And then at the back, we'll go with, of course, Kasper Nielsen. You might notice Tuvenon is wanted by everybody. Casper Nielsen is wanted by everybody. And Alan Franson is wanted by Hobro. Why does everyone want to go to Hobro? So on the bench, Johnson, Peterson, Diamosa, Jakob Muller, Gravgård, Einstein, my man, and Einar Thorstensen on the bench. Now, today, looking at the opposition reports, this is important, something I've been doing a little bit more. They play with one of these systems with the wide attacking midfielders. So what we're going to do for today is I'm not going to do it immediately. I'm going to do it once we actually get into the game because, yeah, I've got it set on this tactic so that we can train it at least, but I don't want to mess with the actual main tactic until we get into the match. So since they're playing those wide guys, we're going to push these guys back and play them as fullbacks instead. And I found this works out quite nicely in the games that I've played with it. Well, it worked great against Arbay. Right then, so the first thing I'm going to do is go to opposition instructions, since I just cannot seem to get it to do this automatically. They've got a guy starting who's injured already. So that's good, I guess. Always. Ooh, maybe we can injure him more. I would never, ever condone that type of behaviour. Okay, so we'll do that, and then also in the tactics itself, we'll switch these guys back to fullback on just keeping them in the actual same sort of mentality, but just moving the roles around a little bit. I personally think it makes a difference in these types of games, and we have certainly vastly improved the number of chances created in the away matches, and look just that little bit better from a defensive standpoint as well. We don't look quite so caught out. Yeah, sometimes they can get these overlaps, but they're fullbacks most of the times, so they're generally not quite as good at crossing the ball, and, you know, just generally not quite as dangerous as the others. Plus, if their fullbacks are overlapping, it means that they're out of position themselves. So it tends to encourage the other team to drag their fullbacks up the pitch too, which leaves us more gaps to get our attacking strikers into those channels like that. Franson, he's got the pace. Can he pull it back for Brendan O'Neill? O'Neill! Oh, what a chance. Brendan O'Neill somehow managed to pick out the defender to make sure he got his strike onto him. They will keep looking into these wide areas, but we should have it covered for now. Scorv. Busk, right, watch him fly out to him. So they have to use the fullbacks, which then leaves all kinds of gaps open for them. Because with him so far up the pitch, suddenly they're left 3-on-2, which means we're actually probably even more lethal on the counter-attack than we were before. Brendan O'Neill, nearly again. Busk, up the pitch. Should get cut out by the number 11 there. Or isn't, but doesn't matter. We're all back in positions. Busk again. Does well this time. Borup's actually won it off of him. Toure into space. So I think this is something we can definitely do more of next season. Nearly. We don't get much of the ball in these games, but we do make a lot of it when we do get it. Oh, my life. And there you go. The set-piece goal strikes again. What was the referee doing there? What even happened there? Curler's ball in. Whipped into the area. What? That went through my goalkeeper's dick! I'm not having that. That looked like it went through my goalkeeper's dick, and I am disappointed in that kind of behaviour. Okay, we're going to go to attacking. We look better. It's just that happens, you know? Borup. I don't think we're done yet, though. I think there's still lots of positives from the way we're playing in this game. What is Toure doing? It does help when your strikers aren't complete buffoons, though, I must admit. Having our sort of buffoon-run striker system today is not helping. Tuvenon, here we go. Gunnarsson. We're basically relying on Franson to pull out some absolute magic for us. And O'Neill! And again, the chance goes begging. The worst thing about today is that every chance we've had has fallen to Brendan O'Neill. I gotta say, if that was Neil Hutchinson, I feel like we'd be level in this game by now. Gunnarsson, maybe we can just get the equaliser before half-time. Everything's juicy. Oh, Borup's in behind. He's going to shoot, isn't he? No? Yes? O'Neill! My God, the final chance finally falls to Brendan O'Neill, and he puts it in the back of the net. He's actually not been too awful in the 2 games we've been forced to use him in. Just think what we'll be like when we've actually got a better strike force again. The ball gets very lucky to roll through, but look at that for a ball. Brendan O'Neill, bottom corner, 1-1. That is a great equaliser, and a thoroughly deserved one too. We are looking so much better in these away games now. I feel far more comfortable going into them knowing that we're actually able to hold our own and be at least a little bit better defensively. Sure, set-piece training is something we really are going to have to work on, but if we can cut out conceding some of these set-piece goals, we would be much, much more miserly from a defensive standpoint. And a winner right now would put us up into 7th spot, and we need that money. Garcia looking long to Franson. Can he win the header down? He doesn't. Might still be an opportunity for us, though. Oh, I thought we'd won it there. Busk. Somebody else might want to take over, because Borup is not really doing much here. Oh, God. Oh, God. Even when we play better and try to stop them from doing these things, I just think that we're lacking the personnel at the moment. I think overall we're doing better, but ball in, Cleared away by Nielsen. It just comes straight back in again. And good work on the other wing there from Gunnarsson to not bother to track his runner. Great. It's so frustrating because overall, I think we're playing better. Oh, what are we going to do? Bring Muller on? We might as well. Try and shake things up a little bit. Einstein is not a happy boy. We'll get Gravgord on here. I know he's looking motivated, but he's playing poorly, for my money anyway. And we'll leave the other substitution for now. NP, this second half has not... They could have scored another one from a corner there. It's just, I don't understand how to defend set pieces, other than training defend set pieces. Nothing I've done is... Look at these fucking goals. I mean, Christ on a bike. Like, what is that? That's the second goal today that's been the same type of nonsense. Look at this ricochet. Just look at that. How are we conceding these? Like, this is crazy. I mean, I think, yeah, we obviously need to get better at defending them, but I'm not sure what we can do to get better at defending them like that when that sort of shit's happening. Muller? Oh, what a chance that was for Jakob Muller. He could have had another one back for us. It's just such a shame to see because I know how good we could be if we could just defend a fucking set piece. That game would have been 1-1. We would have got ourselves a nice away point in that game. Maybe even push for a little bit more. Brendan O'Neill did well in that game. We created enough opportunities to have goals in that one. But then Jorgensen's goal from the set piece and Busk's goal from the set piece, it's just baffling. But I guess you just need better players for that kind of thing to happen. Because, yeah, one of those things, I guess. Swings and roundabouts and all that jazz. I feel really disappointed to have lost both of those games. I feel like this one, maybe we could have lost, but the way that we lost it, and in the last one, bottling it against Esbjerg, there's something there. We just need to dig a bit deeper and find it. And I think for a full season of playing like that, we're not going to have the bad luck and... Well, we will have some bad luck, obviously. I just feel like over a full season, we should be able to get more rub of the green by playing better. Because a lot of away games will be completely outclassed, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen anymore. So I think next year we could genuinely push for a top half finish, which is 6th spot, which is 10 points better off. And I think there's definitely 10 more points in us next year if we can find the right players in the summer, but that's totally random still. I don't think we're going to be able to sign any Danish players until we go pro, which is something we just cannot do at the moment. We have improved on last season, only by 2 points in the end, which is a little disappointing. I think we've gained another position as well, though, so there is that. Tomorrow night, there will be an episode at 6 o'clock, which will be the analysis video. Now, if you're not into that kind of thing, don't worry, because it's not going to be affecting the actual save itself. Anything that I talk about that we come to any kind of amazing conclusions and revelations will be in the next proper episode anyway, as a sort of feature in the transfer video. Well, transfer, if there are any, which of course there will be. There's a load of Irish lads coming in. And a Spaniard! I signed a Spaniard! But yeah, so do not worry about that. It's just for those that are really interested in the stats side of things. We're going to go deep, folks. We're going to go deep. It's going to be almost like a podcast. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video and enjoyed this season, and wish me luck for next year, then do drop a like on the video. That'll be amazing. And subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I will see you guys in the next video tomorrow for the analysis one, and the day after that for our first game of the fifth season in this save, and hopefully one that will be bringing much more positivity around for us, as I think overall we are going to improve massively next year. I think we've taken the right steps, and hopefully over the summer, if we can keep Alan Franson and Nielsen, then we might really be onto something. But don't hold your breath on that one. I just hope we can find someone who's good enough to replace him, because up front we are looking a little bit lacking, particularly if we lose Franson. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.